Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Hearthstone ladder. My name is Rooster and we are playing Tempo Warrior today. And as usual in this series we play a different deck every day of the month, trying to showcase what is possible within the world of Hearthstone, as well as trying to give some ideas on how to think outside the box. Trying to showcase people with original decks, and as usual, well, also showcase some decks that have been popular, but trying to show how to take a different spin on those. This deck has been inspired by one of the participants in, I think it's also the Asian preliminaries. It's not the preliminaries, it's just the Asian Championship from last weekend. Against the Rogue, I don't think we want Whirlwind. Pretty sure we don't. There shouldn't even be a Whirlwind in this deck. What is wrong here? I think I messed up the deck list here. What happened? I don't know. Is this my old deck list? I thought I updated this one. Maybe the game crashed or something. This looks like my old Tempo Warrior deck, but I did update it. So I'm a little confused right now, excuse me. Up against Death Rattle Rogue. We'll check out the deck list after this game, and I'm pretty sure there's something wrong here. Probably shouldn't have kept the Ravaging Ghoul, but I was just way too confused.
Hey, you want to buy a...
let's see. We can have some funnel cakes. We could also just not. How about that? If we're not playing the Ghoul, what do we do? I guess we could slam it, but I would feel particularly terrible about that. Ghoul doesn't really accomplish much either, though. I'm a little sad about this, but it's never going to be too good against Rogue anyway, so I don't feel too bad here. It's something on the board. It forces the Rogue to deal with it. Rogue is not a class you would want to play your minions willy-nilly into, because that can get a little awkward. What's coming out here? Fan of Knives and trades into it. Well, I guess the Ghoul accomplished its goal of trading with a 2-drop, but the Rogue here got quite a few cards back for that, so not really what we were looking for. I think we'll slam and then we'll see what the best option is. Most likely executing that, and I would be okay with that. Just a little slow on the board here, which is my main concern. Would a Death Roll Rogue run Stampeding Kodo? I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know about that. I think Bloodhoof Brave is going to be what we're playing here, but it feels kind of bad against the 5/4. She can hero power it down, I guess. Well, that does mean she takes 5 damage. I guess it's not that unreasonable. We could also Whirlwind after, but I really don't like that. If she runs Kodo, then this is really bad for us, but that doesn't seem too likely. I don't think there's room for Kodo in your average N'Zoth Rogue deck. Pretty sure. Well, we'll have to see. And this is not that good a trade. If she uses a backstab first, then that means the 5/4 trades, or she uses an Eviscerate, and I think I'm okay with that. Taking 5 damage, that's okay. So can I still find my original deck list? I should check for that, by the way. I should have checked for that before here. Let me quickly check. Warrior. Where's my Tempo Warrior list? It's this one, right? I think it's this one. Yeah, double Whirlwinds. That looks to be the case. Okay. So we're using that one for now, and we'll see what's the problem after the first game. Blooded Brave here and Whirlwind, perhaps. We're not in a very good spot here. I'm not sure about the Whirlwind actually, but it does prevent the backstab, I guess. And it makes sure it actually trades with the 5/4, so I think I'm okay with that. It does prevent us from armoring up, but I think that's fine. The Whirlwind's never going to be that good, and I really want to get that 5-power minion off of the board. Would be kind of a shame if she sat this, actually. This makes it even worse against Sap, doesn't it?
My eyes
well,
are open.
Oh.
This guy's toast.
Why would you... Okay, that works. So... yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle here. Not in a good situation at all. The Arathi Weaponsmith is not going to do anything, basically. But neither is Harrison Jones on this board, so I guess we just have to draw some cards and hope for the best. Are we hitting... we're not hitting anything here, right? I don't think we're hitting anything. We're taking 11, though, so he might just be dead. No, well, if it's a Death Rattle Rogue, then they don't have a lot of burst usually, so we might be okay-ish, but this is still a pretty terrible situation here, especially if she conceals. I don't think that deck runs conceal, right? What could come out here, though? What's gonna happen here? Not a whole lot of good. That's for sure. Taking 8, and that means we're pretty much dead next turn. We can't kill that. Do we have to cycle? What can we cycle into? There's not a whole lot of good options, is there? Suppose we snipe the best target with Ragnaros, then we still take 10, 11, and then we're still pretty much dead, right? Let's draw a card. See if it helps. Prevents 1 damage, we can... Armor Smith doesn't really do anything. I'm pretty sure we're dead. Because we can't kill anything right now. We could draw into an Execute, I guess, but that still means we're dead.
Well played.
Doesn't work. Does not work. That was a terrible start, by the way. I'm not sure... I was so confused about the mulligan that I don't remember what I kept and what I threw away. Anyway, I mulliganed the first Whirlwind, but... okay, let's go and check for my recent list, because I think it just didn't update or something. Or did I add another... No, I didn't. Well, let me check my collection here. Because this... I was going to talk about how we're changing to a more aggressive version, and that could have been pretty good in this situation here. We did want to play Harrison Jones, yeah. So I was making this deck list after yesterday's Priest game, so that's actually 2 days ago for those of you watching. And I was really fed up with the amount of warriors I was facing. So I was thinking maybe I just add some additional weapon removal. Removing the whirlwinds because I haven't seen a lot of Zoo lately. Let me think. What are we missing? We're missing the Leroy for some additional burst. We are adding an Argent Commander, which was an interesting addition. I'm feeling really sorry that I can't give proper credit for whoever came up with that. Let's see. We're adding 1 Acolyte of Pain, the Cruel Taskmaster for bonus damage combined with Grom Hellscream, which is really useful. I was adding a Cruel Taskmaster. Thank you. And taking out 1 Armor Smith for... what are we adding? Sir Finley. Yes, because in a lot of matchups, the hero power is actually quite irrelevant. So Sir Finley might be a decent... and there we go. I must have not saved my deck list or something. I really don't know what's going on here. Well, at least we've seen what's the biggest differences between the two decks, and this should have a better chance against a lot of slower decks, I think. So the more control-y decks, we might be able to burst down unexpectedly. So that's kind of good. Might have a slightly better matchup against Hunter also, but Hunter in general is pretty bad. Actually, not for Tempo Warrior. It could be, well, it's still pretty bad, but it could be worse. What is this Shield Slam? We played our Control Warrior there. I'm just going to cut this episode. Whatever. Did I just select my Control Warrior deck? I did just, but perhaps even Cthulhu Warrior. What is going on here? No, so yeah, Hunter can be rough. So let's hope to not run into too many Hunters with this deck. Well, do I have another Warrior deck? I might still have a Cthulhu Warrior deck and a Patron Warrior deck, a Dragon Warrior deck. Maybe we could just do the Warrior-a-thon or something. Druid could be good. I'm not sure about this Icar, but it could work. Keeping an Execute is not awful either. I guess we're throwing away one Icar in hopes of getting some actual curve plays. Armorsmith not awful, but doesn't really do that much against Druid, I'm afraid.
Greetings.
Well, we'll see. That's not a horrible. That's not a horrible first round, sure. And what are we taking here? We're Tempo Warrior, so I'm pretty sure we go for a life tap here. And we'll have to see how we can build a decent curve here. Actually, I'm thinking more like a Control Warrior right now. I don't think Tempo Warrior wants to keep all these reactive cards like Blood Acre and Slam and Execute, even against the Druid. I just have to make my drops, and those cards don't let me do that. It's very, very reactive. If he drops a Beckoner here, then we're kind of okay, but otherwise we were just too slow to start, I think. So this is actually not that great. A Druid hero powering on turn 2 is not that great for the Druid though, so I am pretty much okay with that. And getting a decent draw here is not awful. I think we Armorsmith here though. Doesn't provide a whole lot of threat, but I don't think coining out a Fierce Monkey is what we want to do here. Innervates out a Druid of the Claw? Oh, that's interesting. Well, that has to die. Does it? Does it actually have to die? He can play nothing next turn. He can play absolutely nothing. I think we just leave it be for one turn. We can tap, we can Blood to Icar one of our own dudes. That's fine, right? We can kill it next turn. He has absolutely nothing to do next turn. Because he can't even innervate or coin out something. Besides, we have to coin, but that's besides the point. He has nothing to do. He'll run his Nagasi Witch into one of our minions for us. And then nothing. We can kill it at our own leisure next turn, and he's basically skipping a turn right now. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do here either. Is he going face here? Or is he just doing eeny, miny... I don't know what that's called. Eeny, meeny, miny... No. Yeah, that's what it is. We could Monkey or we could Ooze. I think I like the Ooze along with the Slam here. Let's see what we draw. That's not awful, but we can't play that right now. So I guess I'm okay with trading the 2-2 and playing these. Sure. No, he can play his 5 mana cards. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think Nagasi Witch is a card you want to innervate out. You really want to drop something decent the turn after, immediately. That would count as something decent, but now I do have my answers right now. I still don't have anything I want to coin out though. That's actually kind of awkward. So yeah, Sir Finley can run into here, and then we're putting some pressure, I guess. Sure. There we go. I don't really mind using an execute on that, especially since he innervated it. We might be up against an Astral Communion deck, actually. I can see which might be a card that's run into those decks, and that means there's a lot of big stuff waiting for us. So that means we need to put on some pressure. Because we can deal with a lot of big stuff. We can deal with a couple.
I have no time for games.
Oh, I should change my deck list again, shouldn't I? I definitely should. There we go. I'm looking at my deck list to the left, and I'm thinking, wait, why is there a Doomsayer in this deck? That doesn't make any sense. I think we're finishing that one off next turn, right? It would be kind of terrible if she stole this, but we can do some stuff next turn. Let's just put some pressure. We can actually do this. I kind of like that. And coin out the Corkron. What do we do next turn then? We'll think of something to do next turn. We might tap into something useful. That's probably good enough. Dealing 11 damage to face here is actually pretty good. So that means if all he has is running Sylvanas into the 3/4, then it's not going to end too well for him. He can get rid of one of our minions, and then we still have. Then we don't have lethal anymore. If he kills the monkey and one of the Corkrons, that's actually not that great. He wraths for 3 on his Sylvanas, so he wraths to draw a card. Alright, well. So you know what I'll do? I do wanna try this deck some more. So I'll just cut out at least the second game. The first game is not that awful because it's still the same playstyle, so I'll leave that one in. But the second game, in case you're wondering what the hell is he talking about, I just accidentally queued up with my Control Warrior deck. So yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense in the context of this video. So please yell at me in the comments below if I did not cut out that second game, because I really should have. Against a Shaman, I think I'll keep a Ghoul and a Berserker. I can coin one of those out on turn 2. That's not terrible. The Ooze is not really an early play against the Shaman, although I guess I could. Oh, and Finley is actually a pretty good draw here. If we can get a Mage Hero Power, that would be pretty nice. Or Druid is not awful, but I think a Mage basically accomplishes what we want with that. So yeah, that's okay. Worst comes to worst, we can just Hero Power down the Argent Squire next turn, although that's probably not something we want to do. This is a pretty good coin Ghoul, regardless. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Just leaves him with the Tunnel Trog. I guess he could use Feral Spirit here, and that would make stuff a little awkward for us. But him Lightning Bolting that I am perfectly okay with, yeah. Because now I get to drop my Berserker next turn, and he would have to... Oh, that's a good one, that's a good one, I will admit. But we can still deal with that next turn regardless. So let's see what answers he has. Does he have an answer here?
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Does have an answer? Does that mean he's trading? It does. Oh, it does mean he's trading, and he's healing up again. But the Arathi still deals with that, so that's fine. We could also taunt, but I'm not the biggest fan. Actually, we could execute. We could Ghoul and execute a Totem Golem. It's still not that awesome. But it does clear up 2 minions instead of the 1 when we play the Arathi. Then the Ghoul will still be pretty good next turn, though. I think getting rid of the Tunnel Trog is more important. Because I'm not executing the Tunnel Trog. If I'm executing anything, I'm executing the Totem Golem. I do still like that plan better. We can still do this next turn, and we've got some other options. We are a bit more flexible with our mana next turn, though. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if he trades, and we'll make a decision based on that. It's not a bad trade for him to send the Totem Golem into the 3/3. And I'm glad we saved our execute here. I'm definitely glad that that's a thing that happened. Because now, while this may be a little inefficient, we actually get to clear the board, which is pretty good. There we go. And we're at 20 health against the Shaman. We have an Armor Smith in hand, a Bloodhoof Brave, which is going to be pretty good. I don't feel too horrible here. He's even using a Rock Biter to clear, so what's his last card then? Could be another Faceless, which would be a little troublesome, I guess? I don't know about that. That's a good draw, too. That means... Does that mean... Yeah, we're not interested in the Armor Smith right now. So I guess we can use this if he Doomhammers, then this might lure him into playing a Doomhammer, actually. That's kind of funny. Okay, well, we'll kill some totems. Oh, Lava Burst, that one, that's fine. I'm glad I played the Ooze now, because that lets me kill the Spell Power Totem. This turn is a little awkward, though. Are we really sitting on this Harrison? I guess we are. I guess we actually are. That's a little awkward, but sure. We can still Grommash next turn, and that's okay. Maybe I should have done it the other way around. Saved the Harrison. Well, I am happy that I was able to clear those this turn, so I guess I'm fine with that. I could ping that guy down, and well, depends on what I get here. Is it good enough to monkey and ping that? I don't think so. I don't think that's good enough. However, Grommash doesn't really accomplish that much more. So I guess this is actually fine, as strange as it may seem. And there's no need for us to slam the Armor Smith into that. He's just going to heal it up. He could trade both of the Feral Spirit. Ooh, that's a good draw. Okay, so he gets to actually kill the Armor Smith here, but Grommash gets to pick up the Feral Spirit, so that's okay. And we ping off... It's actually kind of awkward. Because we can't really properly clear the Flankton Totem, and he does get a good trade. No, he does not get a good trade, because we get to ping down this one. We do not get to ping... Oh, that's awkward. Whoops, I really thought I had an additional mana. Well, if he trades here, then I guess I'm still okay with that. It's not as good as it seemed, though. And maybe I'm sitting on this Harrison while he doesn't even play it, which is going to be really awkward. Same as that Taunt Totem, which is mightily awkward here. Are we just playing the Harrison now? It's looking a little awkward. Let's just cycle the Battle Rage. We're not going to get too much out of that, and the monkey here is actually reasonable. I still have the hopes of wrecking his Doomhammer with the Harrison here, but that might be a little too optimistic, and I probably should. Oh, okay. Well, forget I said anything. Forget I said anything here. I obviously have no idea what I'm talking about, and I should just trust my instincts more. That is definitely what's going on here. But let me just draw some cards. Double weapon removal, boys. Double weapon removal. So... yeah. Yeah. He wasn't expecting that. That's the cute thing about having an ooze and a Harrison, I guess. Kind of the reason why I'm including it. It would probably be better if you're expecting a lot of zoo. You probably want to sub out the ooze for a second armorsmith. But yeah, for situations like these, I'm really happy with my decision, of course. As you can probably imagine, because that was pretty funny. That always cracks me up. Always cracks me up. That is also the reason why I'm hesitant to include Doomhammers in my Shaman decks. Because it just feels so bad when your opponent Harrisons it. Or even oozes it, I mean... ugh. Nightmares. Nightmares. Against a warrior. I'm not that interested in a Ravaging Ghoul, but I guess it can do some work. We want some better tempo plays, I think, though. So let's keep the monkey. Monkey's pretty good, but yeah, those are pretty good tempo plays on turn 6 and turn 8, respectively. But not really what we're looking for here. Well, I guess there's plenty of stuff in our deck that I shouldn't need to be too worried. Let this be. I was going to say let this be a dragon deck and let him play an Alexstrasza's champion right there. Didn't happen, but could have been pretty good. Are we playing Frothing Berserker here? What could go wrong? I think I'm thinking about going out Fierce Monkey, which is actually more useful, and if it gets shield slammed, then I guess I'm okay with that. I still have the Berserker for next turn, so yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Let's see what we are actually up against, because I still... well, of course he hasn't played anything, so of course I have no idea. Blood to Ichor into Fiery Borax, I suspect. Oh, execute. My, that's aggressive. I don't necessarily agree. Am I playing... I'm playing normal Fiery War Axes. Heresy. Obviously heresy. That is interesting. I certainly didn't see that coming, but, well, who did? What do we do against this? We might execute it. Are we throwing a Frothing Berserker here? We don't have much to do on next turn, unfortunately. So we might just play Armorsmith and Armor Up. Alternatively, we could... yeah, I don't want to play the Frothing here. It's just so weak against 3 attack minions and Whirlwind effects. I'll throw the Armorsmith out there. I don't think it's going to be too important right now. And that does give us the opportunity to finish it off next turn with an Execute, perhaps. We'll think about it. He's playing... well, it is Dragon Warrior, apparently, so... okay, we still have the axe, so we could execute that. I don't feel too bad about that, but we do still need to kill the Berserker here, because that can get out of hand rather quickly. So that means we can't really do that. Oh, wait, we can. We actually can. That means we're executing this. And we're heading into this thing. And we're playing a Berserker of our own, right? That's going to be better than the Arathi, although... yeah, we can still play Arathi next turn, so I guess that's fine. So we're hitting that, we're trading the Armorsmith here.
Strike.
And then we want a new... do we even want a new hero power here? I guess I do. I actually think I do. If I can get a Priest hero power, that's still fine. But a Mage hero power will serve us better, I think. So let's go with that. So Arathi Weaponsmith is still pretty good next turn. Oh, of course I can't hero power that one down, so I guess Arathi Weaponsmith will have to do. Either that or the Argent Commander, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So this will do just fine. I'm taking a little bit of damage, but he should be the more aggressive deck, and I think. Well, in that case, I'm still unsure about whether we actually should have played the Finley there. It was just going to die to the Fairy Dragon, so it didn't do anything important on the board. Okay, let's see what he's going for. He's going with Priest. That's interesting, and really quick too. I don't necessarily agree. But I don't mind face tanking this and playing the Commander. That's actually pretty good right now. That is actually very effective, and he shouldn't have a very easy way to deal with it, surprisingly. Now, Ragnaros is a real threat. Are we countering with the Ragnaros of our own next turn? Unless we have a better option, I guess we may have to. We could Grommash. We could Grommash and bring it down to 1 HP. I don't like that at all. We are running lower on hit points. I can take a 50-50 on killing it, or I can take a guarantee, but then only have a 1 HP Grommash on the board. That's not... Well, then I still have a Ragnaros to catch up, and I don't have to risk the game on a 50-50, basically, because if we're hitting face and then his Ragnaros hits ours, it's only bad if his Ragnaros hits ours, right? I really don't like that chance, though. If he deals with our 4-2, then I guess we'll just have to do this. We are ahead of him in cards, or behind on HP. He has to deal with this still, so that's okay. And doesn't necessarily have a great way to. We've got a few taunts to catch back up with next turn, so that's okay. We can still crawl back here, and if he doesn't have a great way to deal with our Ragnaros, then that's actually pretty good. That is a way to deal with Grommash. He's not going to be too happy with it, but it is a way to deal with it. And he can afford to... Oh, what are those final 2 cards in his hand? What are those cards in your hand, sir? Do I double talent here? I could taunt and ghoul, but it's not particularly great. I kind of want to just Ragnaros here. If his best way to deal with the big thing was to face tank it, then what's his best way of dealing with Ragnaros, right? Is he sitting on a 6-6 and hoping to play it when he can put me to 15? That could be a thing.
I can wait.
Okay. So enrages it and trades it in. I think he's trading in. If he's drawing an execute right now, he's going to be salty. That's not good. That feels really bad. I can attest to that. Let's play some taunts.
I have an axe to grind.
Let's play some taunts. If he wants to execute it, then that's fine with me. If he wants to heal it, that's fine with me. I can just hero power it again. I can hit for 10 next turn, actually. That's pretty sweet. Pretty much regardless of what he does. So that's nice. Like Corruptor, and does he axe it? Oh, double Corruptor. Oh, okay. That kinda makes sense. It all makes sense now. Alright. I can see where you're coming from. So we'll just have to tempo him out at this point. Let's see. So we can execute one, and then... still doesn't feel too great, but he's going to trade one in, and that's probably okay. Do we really want to Icar here? We want to execute, that's for sure.
Start running.
We're not attacking into his minions, that's also a definite truth. I guess we really want a minion on the field, right? Oh, please, internet, thank you. Alright. Yeah, we are putting on a decent amount of pressure, at least. But he's got the card advantage now, surprisingly. That's kind of the disadvantage of a more aggressive deck. You might even have more late game. He still has a 6/6, so we don't really have any big stuff left. Not really. We kinda don't have any big stuff left. What are the cards in his hand, though? What does he have? What does he have here? Alex Ross's champion. Well, I can ping that, at least. Oh, he can heal it. That's kinda ugly. That is actually kinda ugly. Oh! Oh, mistake! Really? Really? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I'm playing this. I kinda wanna just ping it, but chances of him actually being able to deal with this immediately aren't actually too great. I'm kinda running out of gas though. That is actually slightly concerning, because my deck is not the greatest at crawling back from a board position where we're behind. Could draw another card. This doesn't look too great, unfortunately. He's only got one card left though, so we can force him to attack into this thing and then heal. Still not great. We can Leroy. We can Leroy and draw another card, actually. I kinda like that. I don't like running the Leroy in here, but that does draw me an additional card, and that's kind of the deal breaker here. Deal maker. Whatever. Yeah, we're playing this. Alright, alright. We're back on the board. And we still got a card left to draw. Oh, he's also got a card left to draw, so that's good. That's good for him. Does this deck actually have less late game than the average Dragon Warrior deck? That seems strange. But we did use most of our expensive cards already. That seems really odd. Okay, so buffs that. I'm not sure that's what he was going for. Can he kill that? Oh, he can heal his face, alright. Alright, that works. We can hit him for... We can hit him for a decent amount, actually. And we can draw some cards. How far are we? That is absolutely fine. Let's do this. We could hero power one of our cards for an extra one. Doesn't seem too great to me, no. Let him trade into our minions. We've got 11 damage. We're just slightly off lethal, aren't we? Wait, actually, we have 11, 12, 13. Honestly, 13. That's nasty. Yeah, I guess it's 13. In that case, are we trading? I don't want to trade here. I really don't want to trade, but let him do the trading. We're basically killing him next turn, and I'm okay with that. In most occasions. Well, he can trade into the bigger attack minions, and I guess... Should I have traded the Corcoran? No, that wouldn't have saved the Berserker anyway. So I guess he could still crawl back. I don't know... Maybe I should have... I'm talking in half sentences again, but... What is his last card? Inner Rage. What is that? Oh, spell power Inner Rage. That's actually cute. Alright, didn't expect that one. So... have we got any burst left? I'm not sure about that. Does he have a weapon left? I'm not sure about that either. Is he dead? Yes, he's dead. Alright, that's our burst. Alright, that was actually surprisingly tense. I didn't think the game would be as close as it was. Wow. But yeah, his deck might even have a little bit more late game than mine, and I didn't see that coming, certainly. Let's give it one more game, because I really kind of owe you one for the first one that we have missed, I guess, and all the deck changing and whatever. I'm glad I kept a database of my deck lists, which is actually useful. And another warrior. So the double weapon removal I'm not too unhappy about. We did face almost exclusively weapon classes. Oh, and one druid, I guess. We also faced one druid. Do I keep slam against the warrior? I don't think so. I want some decent tempo plays, and these are not that. Decent 2-drops, decent 1-drops. Well, we actually don't have too many 2-drops. I guess an armor smith. A tempo warrior deck in general doesn't have a whole lot of 2-drops. If we can slam something that's actually decent, but not sure what the chance of that. It's actually good in combination with the ghoul, I guess. So maybe the starting hand is actually fine. This feels weird. But I guess as long as it cycles, it's fine. And if he doesn't have anything to slam, well then I guess we're not doing anything on turn 2. But that's okay. I was kind of expecting the Queen into Alexstrasza's champion, and that's the main reason why I kept the slam and the ghoul, but that might be a little greedy. Let's, we could be up against a control warrior here. Although a tempo warrior, as we've just established, doesn't actually have a whole lot of 2-mana plays, so I think we're going with the Fierce Monkey here, although the Acolyte, if he Fiery War Axes the Acolyte, I think I'm okay with that. That's actually fine. And if he actually has something useful, then we can perhaps Ravaging Ghoul, we can think of something. And if he accesses this, then that's okay. Because I've got a lot of card draw in hand, and I need to find some way of making use of it. And Finley plus Fierce Monkey seems pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Are we going for Lesser Heal or Shapeshift? I don't really like the Shapeshift against a warrior. Oh, actually, Reinforce is actually pretty good against warriors. May seem a little strange, but let's go for that. I don't like Lesser Heal enough here. Against the warrior, you usually don't really get the chance to heal your minions. And healing your face, well, I might as well have not played Finley then. Alright. So we could Ghoul. Ghoul into Battle Rage is actually pretty sweet. Let him do the trading. Probably. Oh, if we Ghoul, then the monkey dies to. That's actually a little awkward. The monkey dies to the War Axe. I guess that means we're trading the monkey into the Cthulhu's Chosen, and that's still fine. We're drawing. Oh, we're only drawing 2 cards because we haven't taken too much damage yet. Do we slam? I guess we can Ghoul into slam. How's that? Still the monkey dies to the War Axe, so we might as well trade it. I guess Battle Raging for 2 cards is usually fine. I'm a little miffed about not having taken damage myself, but there's not much we can do about that. So we'll trade this one. He gets the trade against the Ghoul, but that's fine. We still have a target for our next Battle Rage in Sir Finley, so that's good. And let's see what he plays here. Because that's also going to be an influence. 6 mana will be Thaurissan, perhaps? Not just a card, of course. Well, that means we can draw some cards if we Fiery War Axe into that thing, so that's fine. Alternatively, we could slam. We could... I kind of want to draw... If I Fiery War Axe, I can draw 2. Any alternatives to that? Not really. Not really, actually. Oh, there's something we can do. We can actually Blood to Ichor, and then Ghoul. Oh, but that doesn't damage us. No, that doesn't work. We could Argent Commander. That's not terrible. It's actually pretty bad against Cthulhu. I do want to get something out on the board though. Getting value out of the X is kind of important. It spends the mana efficiently. I think I'm okay with that. It's an efficient usage of the mana, and I guess that's important right now, because we have a lot of card draw. We need to be efficient with our mana if we want to play everything in our hands, right? Yeah. Agent's Commander has been surprisingly good. I guess there's a lot of situations in which you use Corcoran Elite and you just wished you could keep it around on the board after after slamming into something. For example, against Druid or something, you slam something like a Druid of the Claw later in the game, you slam it, yeah, and you send the Ardent Commander in, and you're happy to pay some extra mana for that. This gets rid of the of the Sylvanas cheaply, so I am okay with that. Do I want to draw some cards first? Not really. We're not making any use of our Battle Rage, which is why I'm kinda miffed about that. But I guess we can still build a decent board with the Ghoul and the Bloodhoof, I guess. I guess the Warrior we don't want to enrage the Bloodhoof down. So I guess we just do this and we start pressing the button. It's actually useful. Let's leverage our superior hero power here. There's a Goral, so hoping to draw into some weapon removal at this point. That would be really awesome. And there's two of it in my deck, so there's a decent chance of that happening. We can just press the button, I guess. He doesn't have any armor right now, so Shield Slam's not going to work, but I really don't want to play any minions right now. So I guess we'll just hero power and... well, that doesn't put any pressure out on the board, but I don't want to play Grommash here. I really don't want to play Grommash here. Yeah, let's just play Paladin here. He wants to Goral something. Here's something good to Goral, friend. We've got enough. We don't have enough answers to big things. If he dropped a Ragnaros here, or I guess a Twin Emperor, that would be more realistic. Yeah, and he's Goraling into 1/1s. That's excellent. Okay. So, what would be the best way to deal with what he has there? I guess we fire the Borax into the Acolytes. That's always a thing that happens. I guess we just make more dudes. We can play the slow game now. He gets a card. We could slam this. I guess I'll slam this for a card, sure. Because I really want to get that weapon removal out. This is acceptable, though. Sure. Going to be a long one, I think. If we're going to win this, it's going to be a long one. Let's keep in mind that we have 12 burst in hand. That's not gonna matter a whole lot once he starts getting his armor up, of course. But it's a thing to keep in mind. We've got a Guild of our own, so that's pretty good. He can Gorahowl that. That's just the thing that's gonna happen. Can't do much about that. Well, Frothing Berserker is actually not the worst here. And we do want to play that beforehand? I guess we do. Sure, this is acceptable. So we get to kill this, and we get to make another dude. Let's see how willing he is to face tank into a 6/3. He could shield slam it, I guess, but that means he doesn't have a shield slam. Well, he has one less shield slam, basically. So that's good enough. Really hoping for that weapon removal, though.
What now?
Executes that, that's fine. Probably hits into the 3-3 in that case. What else is happening? There's probably some 6-6s coming out, right? Can we afford to execute the 6-6? I don't know. I don't think we want to execute that, but we may not have a better option, to be fair. Maybe I should have played the Battle Rage next turn. Why did that not occur to me? I don't know. I don't know why that did not occur to me. And I feel kinda silly about that right now. But I guess we'll just do it this way then. Make some Jutes, and we'll draw some cards next turn, that's fine. A little scared of Cthulhu right now. How big is Cthulhu? He's just 10. Just 10 still clears the board most of the time, but... yeah, so Cthulhu would be a reasonable play, especially since I've already used an Execute here. I don't feel good about this game anymore. The Paladin Neo Power might help, but we're not able to upgrade it. So it's kind of rough to outpace his armor gain, and we're drawing a lot more cards than he is. Actually, we're not that far ahead, but we haven't played our second Battle Rage yet. Let's see what he got here. Cthulhu would be worrisome. That is not, so that's good. Another Ravaging Guild kills the 2-1. He's getting a lot of Gorehal value for playing against someone with 2 weapon removals. That's actually quite awful. There you are. A little slow, are we? A little slow. Guess it'll have to do. Guess it'll have to do. Do we? Yeah, we do still care about a Gorehal right now. And we have more weapon removal, so it's fine. If he wants to brawl this, then be my guest. It's just a bunch of small dudes. That's fine. We're not beating him down quick enough. That's kind of the problem here. The armor gain in a Cthulhu Warrior deck is actually quite insane. And there's the War Axe. So, is that the second War Axe? I think that's the second War Axe. So we won't be able to use Harrison for weapon removal anymore if we top deck it after this turn. That is kind of unfortunate. So we can Cruel Taskmaster to kill one of those, draw 2 cards, and hope to draw into something useful. May just be what we have to do.
What now?
Yeah. Let's do that. I don't like it. Would be an option to use Gromash here. Not the biggest fan of that either. But now we don't really have a great way of dealing with this thing here, so that's a little awkward. I guess we can Bloodbooth Brave. We could Leroy into it, but that would be absolutely terrible. Guess we'll give it another turn. Would it have made sense to just Battle Rage? I don't think so. If we Gromashed, then we would... yeah, with the Gromash we would have been able to kill that. To kill both of them, so I guess that might have been a better option, I don't know. This Leroy is not looking too good. I guess the Hyper Control is a tough matchup. It's kind of confusing. What does the Burst counter then, I wonder? Still a decent Gromash. I'm a little worried. Did he use any Brawls yet? I don't think he's used any Brawls yet. That's kind of... feels kind of bad. I'm pretty sure he has one of those in his hand, but what are we doing about that? I don't know. Do we give him a 1 in 3? I think we'll give him a 1 in 3 and not hero power here. I'm pretty sure he has a brawl by this point, so not hero powering makes it a 1 in 3 instead of a 1 in 4. And I'm pretty sure he would have taken the 1 in 4, so... Alternatively, if he had an execute, then he would never consider using a brawl, so that's actually kinda bad. I don't know. I don't know about this, guys. Let's, can we lure out the brawl here? I don't know. I don't think so. We can't win in the long game either, though, so... not really working out for us. Does this really matter? I guess he might brawl, and I guess a Corcoran might survive in that case, so that might be okay. I pretty much have to lure out a brawl before the Ragnaros hits, because it's not really doing anything other than 8 face damage, which we're not really looking for. He hasn't played a whole lot of Cthulhu buffers either. I wonder where the disciples are, and he's just used 2 Cthulhu's Chosen, and I think that's it. So either a Cthulhu comes out here. I think Cthulhu is still reasonably likely to clear most of the board, but if it doesn't clear a Corcoran, I guess that would be kind of awkward for him. So I don't think that's a particularly great play. So a Disciple, and... well, he doesn't have a Ghoul anymore, so the recruits start to count up. We don't have an armor up anymore, and we don't... I guess we have an... I don't think we have an armor smith anymore either. I don't know. I doubt we... Can we even win anymore? I don't know. And that's scary. The thought that we might not be able to win anymore is kind of scary. Are we playing into Brawl? I guess we're playing into Brawl, right? We can't... We could Leroy, but that's still horrible. We could Execute, that's still horrible. Well, we can't Execute anymore. Guess we just Ragnaros and hope he doesn't have a Brawl. I don't see a reasonable way to win this game anymore. Because he pretty much has to have one, and he's gotta play it here. It's not getting any better than this. Or... yeah, so there's a Brawl. I think he has another one in that case. That deck always has 2. He's gone through most of his deck already. Any other big cards that we have? Not really. He still has Cthulhu, and well, maybe that's it. If he has a Doomcaller, then we're ahead in fatigue. He has twice as much HP as we do, and all we have is small stuff. I don't feel too good about this. There's a chance that it doesn't kill the monkey. Faint dream. Unfortunate. I guess the burst might be beneficial against something like Hunter or Rogue, but I don't see it working against the Control Warrior, at the very least. Maybe some other control matchups, though. If you're expecting Paladin, maybe? I don't know what purpose the burst serves, because I only see it weakening the deck, really. So not the biggest fan of the Leroy. Argent Commander did seem to be quite effective, though. So, as a budget replacement for basically a lot of cards in this deck, I kind of like that one. Anyway, I hope this at least gave you some ideas. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if there's a deck you would like to see me play, any suggestions, any replacements, any whatever, please leave a comment below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.